I think what else is dope about your gym, and one of the literally the original reason I went in, I knew you were doing your thing, but then also you kind of fighting back against the city.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to, in LA, for those of you that don't live in LA, they shut down all gyms.
All gyms.
Except for Zoo Gym, because you fought back.
Yeah.
How has your experience been with that? Because it's a beast, man. Like, obviously, you're fighting the good fight, I think.
Yeah.
Because obviously, one way to beat COVID is be healthy. And this promotes health, and there's no outbreaks, and it's a tricky thing.
Yeah, it's crazy right now, because, like, there's all these studies coming out, too, about how, like 63% of people who, like, actually ended up, dying from COVID, like, it's more, like, directly related to health and exercise, and, like, not doing so.
Yep, underlying health conditions.
And like legit studies coming out saying like we should have encouraged people to do that instead of not do that. But
dude, I got a ticket for riding my bike.
Yeah, I mean, listen, with this, it sucks because like I can't say so much, but I can say like I definitely.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I definitely. It's not right what they're doing, because I mean we've spoken about this, man, and it's just. This is my simple thing. Like I really just want to stand up and I want to talk to the judge. I want to talk to the jury. I want to ask them like. Because we might end up getting there. I might go to like a jury trial.
I don't know. I think what's interesting is you're fighting this fight, you're fighting the good fight, but by the time it gets to that, everything's gonna be open. Yeah. So what are they fighting for?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then Texas open today.
Yeah.
And you got Mississippi wide open.
You see fucking Newsom he's like, that's reckless.
He's like reckless.
Like,
well, because he need
to chill out.
But no, Newsom can't backtrack now. Like he has to double down on
that's the thing.
Why everybody's business.
But this is like
fuck.
I just want to make the cigarette thing.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I don't understand, right? If we as humans, individuals, we can make the choice. Because I don't want to talk about alcohol, because everyone's going to be like, well, alcohol, people who are alcohol dependent, if you take alcohol away from them, they'll die. And because if you were an alcoholic and you were dependent on alcohol and someone took it away from you, you couldn't buy it, you'd die.
Yeah.
Like years of alcohol abuse to like take it away, you have a heart attack, your body will go into shock, you'll die, right?
Okay.
Granted, everyone else who's not alcohol dependent, then maybe they don't need to go get alcohol. Like if we're trying to determine what's good for people in the public health, right? Because the public health officials are telling me that my gym is a problem by telling me it should be closed, right? But at the same time, like, can they also explain to me, there's two things I want to talk about. Why is it okay for us to make decisions as individuals to go buy cigarettes that cause, like, the three things that are making people die of complications with COVID? Like, most people who die from COVID are dying because of COVID, but because of these three other conditions, which is high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol, heart disease, right?
And those are facts.
Well, those are facts. Those are like,
and that's the thing. I'm pretty sure you would like a person that runs a gym, a facility where people go to work on their health. I'm pretty sure you would look up as much statistics as you could.
well, these are facts.
Yeah.
I'm not telling, like, these are there, like, released facts from the CDC and all. These are the things that are killing people in combination with COVID, right? Those three things are caused by cigarettes, not only to you smoking them, but to people who are around you secondhand smoke. But it's an okay choice for us to buy that cigarette, to smoke it, to kill myself, like to cause these issues.
The government's giving you that freedom.
And him,
to make that
freedom's
decision.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's not okay for me to make the choice to go to the gym to combat those same three things, to defend myself from something that we don't have a vaccine for in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, how is a health official telling me that like that's an okay choice to make, but this is not an okay choice? Like there is no explanation. There is no rhyme or reason. You cannot make that make sense.
It's optics.
You can't make that make
your
sense.
business shut down for optics. Yeah.
And then so that's the crazy thing, right? Because then it's like we go to court, and I'm looking at other gyms, because there's some gyms who try to fight back in the same time frame, and like they'll have 10 counts, 5 counts, like maybe 15
of COVID.
Of COVID. Not of COVID, it's an 8.77B, which is saying like, you guys didn't listen to us, you're open, right? And then there's other counts where I have where I didn't let people in, right? Which is not letting the health inspector come in, right? But I have the we're not listening count, 8.77B. I have like, I think like 60 or 70 of them now. And other gyms have like 5, 4.
You're also
3.
the most famous.
So that's the thing, right?
They're trying to make an example.
And that's
because
the
if they do it to you, they're like, these other you other gym owners that are smaller.
But
then Bradley,
for sure.
Look what happened to him, and you're smaller.
But here's the interesting thing, right? But at the same time, in the same county, production, what we're doing here is okay indoors, and it's deemed essential because it's entertainment, right? So if the same at this, like, the way that I built that entire thing was through this, right? It's through entertainment, like
media.
millions of views on social media and all this stuff, right? So at the same time that they're attacking me for what I'm like also should be considered essential for.
Correct.
Right? It's just, it doesn't like...
And I've, to your defense, I've never seen a gym with more content creators than Zoo Culture.
For sure.
There's so many cameras.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone has their own fucking channel.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally
They're like, hey, Matumbo, out of the way. I'm like, what? And then he's fucking,
Wait, why would they call you Matumbo?
Because I'm tall.
No,
you're
no.
tall as fuck. Yeah.
Hey,
But
Matumbo.
you're about to disrespect Matumbo.
Hey, Shrek, out of the way. I'm like,
you're taller than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we have like, there's tons of people who travel from all over to shoot content. All the Raw Gear athletes shoot content. Like everyone who comes there shoots content for the same purpose of entertainment.
Correct.
Right? And that's considered essential. So I'm just like, if they're over here attacking me, like, I remember sitting in court and the lady's like, he posts on social media every day, all this, like he's continuing to break these things. And it's like, wait, but then on the other hand, you guys are saying that like people who make content in facilities indoors is okay. But like now I'm being attacked for the same exact reason that like you're seeing the content.
I don't think they realize what animal they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? They just think, oh, it's like a 24-hour fitness or a Gold's Gym. It's like, nah, bitch. It's a different, what we're doing is different than those other ones.
And it's more of a private gym. It's not like there's just like a fuck ton of people.
No.
It's like, it might be busy, but it's busy like people doing specific things.
Specific things. Yeah.
So it's just,
in hindsight, dealing with what you dealt with, would you make the same stance?
absolutely. Well, because it's,
Because financial, I know, I want to put your business out there. I know it's cost some major bucks.
And that's the thing, man. When I want to talk about too, like I'll get comments where people like, you're selfish, you're an asshole, like close the gym down. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I would be selfish if I closed down my gym and just shot all my content, let all my people come in to shoot content, and that was it. Because like, what about all my fucking employees who like it's their livelihood? What about the kid who I was when I was 16, 17 years old, who was like, maybe I might have ended my fucking life because I didn't have something to release
Or that kid
myself.
can't go to school right now, and it's
Right.
his only outlet is to work out and shoot content.
Exactly.
And that's how he
Or
communicates.
it just trained. Like I was that
Yeah.
kid that if I didn't have the gym, I don't know if I'd be here today.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take it away from that kid who like I knew that like that was me.
Yep.
So there's could be kids in there that I don't know well enough. Maybe I didn't speak to them far enough. Like to maybe that's the position that they're in, or for some reason. Not the exact
those
father
dummies
thing, but-
posting those comments, they don't realize. It's like when I was like one of the first comics start touring during COVID, and I got so much hate. And I was like, do you realize when I go into a city that like Houston, San Antonio, that staff hasn't had any form of income in months. And when I roll through there, they're getting fucking paid, man. They're making their rent, they're making their mortgage, they're feeding their kids.
Well, let's talk about this, right? Like, number one, there is zero actual spread of COVID in my gym. There's no issue. No one's ever come back and said this. No one said their family members, someone I know. Like, no one's ever come in.
no evidence
But
of that, correct.
at the same time, like, if you talk about money, that was the thing that really irked me in the beginning. Was like, look, fuck me, fuck Zoo Culture, right? I love what it is, but this is bigger than that. Because what about the thousands of business owners who that is their entire livelihood and they work their whole life to get there? That's
all they have.
And the government goes, you're not essential. Good luck. So what about someone's bills, medical bills? Who knows? Their kid has cancer. Maybe they're paying for chemo. Like, what about all that stuff? So now that guy's life and his mortgage and his wife and his family and his kid who's dealing with this it's just not as important as someone who could die from COVID over here. But that kid can die from cancer. And that guy might kill himself when his kid dies from cancer, shoot himself in the fucking head.
Care.
So those lives don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, how are you deciding what's essential for someone else?
Yep. Yeah.
Like that's the fucked up part. And right when I saw that, and then you start seeing like, you start reading about how like all the big CEOs stepped down, sold all their shares, went right before the shit plummeted. Like they knew the shit was coming, all the stocks going down, and then bought their shit back. But we all like, that's okay. Like we're gonna play this game. We're like, no,
the
that
blue
guy's
collar
life's not
business
valuable.
owner got fucked.
Like that's the fucked up thing is like I could have closed all my shit and just filmed my content and been like, fuck this. I'm just gonna like ride this out. Like because I didn't need income. The gym has been the biggest liability in my life for me.
For sure.
Lawsuits, paying employee, all this stuff. I'm paying the most. Like the most money comes out of that gym.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not over here banking money on the gym. And now it's like I could have closed all that down and incurred way less liability. But then it's like, what about all the people who really need it? And then standing for the people who don't stand and can't stand because they don't have enough money because the city goes, here's a fine, close
They
down.
scare them and shut them down.
Yeah, now they're like, now their life is fucked. Like everything, like their livelihood is gone. Like
just
my
think-
livelihood was different.
Yeah, you'd be fine no matter what. Obviously, you're not relying on the membership at Zoo Culture
Yeah.
to pay your bills. I think what's interesting is things start opening. Texas, Mississippi, Florida supposed to happen soon. Even LA, from what I hear, is going to start opening up more and more and more.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to this, it's like, what are we arguing? Now that we have more facts, it's going to be tough for what ground they're going to stand on. Because a lot of those things are coming after you for, we know from science and just experience now through this COVID period that a lot of that stuff isn't
Well,
real.
there's literally no proof. Like how, if I go to trial, how are they going to prove that there has been ever a problem in the gym?
Yeah.
There's no
where's
proof
the
of it.
problem?
And that's why the city's being sued by a lot of people.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that I'm not going to be behind that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be there
No,
as
you're-
well.
you're
Because
fighting a
I'm
good
like,
fight, man.
I've spent 3 months, we operated with a generator because they came and literally turned our power off.
What?
Oh wow.
So we operated with the generator every day for 3 months. So I at least want that $7,000 back a month.
That's
That
a
they
lot.
fucking took me that goddamn gas money. You know, because we were filling the generator. I at
Let me
least
get
want that
that
back. Like,
$7,000.
I
that's
know
it.
about generators
And
it
it's
hurt.
stupid. It's principle shit.
and you document it all on your YouTube channel too. Like you go into court. It's funny because
Yeah.
you went to. I saw that video. You went to court. You came out. There's like fans and fucking
Yeah.
cameras and shit.
Yeah, but like I
Just all
honestly-
these like super protein bros.
Fight the good fight.
I haven't said a lot about it, you
Are you
know, because
serious?
like I don't want to. This is the crazy thing, man. When I first started saying this was, I just got to say this because you know what, fuck it, it just bothers me and I have to say it.
Sure.
When I first started posting, like I made a series of posts talking about how like, you know, the loans came out and like big multi-million-dollar companies got these loans. Like I think like maybe 30% of businesses that need it got the actual loans.
Yeah.
But then the actual loans that you got were like, they were only subsidizing like 70% of what the employees should make.
Yep. Yeah.
Like payroll, right? But not utilities, not expenses, nothing, right? So like imagine you're a business owner, you get this loan. Because I applied for this and I read all the things and I talked to my accountant, what can I pay for, right? I can only pay for 70% of what the employees should make. So imagine I'm a business owner and I pay my employees for however many months that is, but I can't pay rent, mortgage, utilities of the business or for myself as an owner, right? My situation is different because I have other sources of income, but imagine you're in that situation where you pay your employees, what business do they come back to when you couldn't pay for your rent and utilities?
Yeah.
So then it's like, so I wrote this whole series of like just factual shit, right? On my Instagram. Nothing like saying like, fuck the city. Because it's not about that. I was just like, this is what's happening to me. Like, help me make this make sense. I think you pulled it up on a thing. Like you pulled a tweet up.
Yeah.
I posted that tweet like in one of the other podcasts you did. And then I posted like a few like black screens on Instagram where I was just writing these things like, we're all focusing on this, but like no one's talking about all this other stuff, like the ancillary damage that happens because of it, right? Mm-hmm. And just speaking like kind of like just not general, specific, but not attacking. And then how come I hear from like my lawyer at the time, my other lawyer at the time, that the district attorney or like the prosecutor like saw that and was mad. So it's like, wait, like what are we like? So like now I can't. You guys don't want me to like speak
Voice.
Free speech?
Yeah.
like the First Amendment?
Yeah.
Like, so now that's a problem to you guys because
Yeah.
I'm saying these things? Like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? Like, I'm not saying fuck you guys suck. I'm just saying like, this is wrong. Why is this happening?
Yeah. Explain it to me.
Explain,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, and then another thing, like the whole gyms with the gyms where they're like, yo, as long as it's outside, but then they just put it inside some like basically like saran wrap with like less filtration.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like,
That's
and I'm
making
like, whoa, what
all
scientist
optics,
told you
brother.
that like that was the right amount of airflow? Like, how are you determining that what's outside, but even though it's inside, what's the airflow? Like, who's saying that like that is like, show me that data.
I think it's gonna be interesting as you go through this, what leg they're gonna stand on.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
show me the problem in my gym. Show me the data saying that gyms like there's data proving otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like so, what's happening? Just
Yeah.
because you said so?
Yeah.
Are they still trying to censor you?
Well, I'm doing my best to like not go out there and say all this crazy shit
Until you get through.
until
this.
I
get
get
through
through
it,
it.
yeah.
Because like there's so much more I want to say, man. But it's just like, fuck. It's like what's happening? Like
Yeah.
I'm just so confused.
Well,
I like if they, man,
You're
if they
fighting the
proved
good
it-
fight, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Dude,
I just feel this. If they were really serious about COVID being a really big issue, like if it was as big of an issue as they've made it out to be, then why do they continue to let people fly and pack planes? I get it, like, because this is protected. I know I read about all this stuff. This is protected by like a federal thing, and like they're okay to do it because it's federal. But it's like, but if we're talking about public health, then why is that continuing? Why did that continue the whole time?
Money, my man.
Like that's exactly.
Yeah, we
And
travel
that's-
all the time, man.
And that's the thing. It's just like
stop.
that's the thing. It's just like I know what it is, but like what I don't understand is how people don't realize that. Because you give the people who are like, you're bad, you don't have a mask on, you're bad, your gym's open, you're bad, you're this, and everyone's just dividing and attacking each other. And it's like, wait, you guys do not see all this writing on the wall?
Yeah.
Like, what about that? Like, you guys you're okay with that happening because they didn't say it was a big problem, or like, they're writing all these articles saying like, no, it's actually really safe and all this.
Yeah,
It's like I'm in a tubes, but like when I go to a restaurant, I got to put a mask on, and then when I stand up to go to the bathroom, but when I sit down and have this in my hand, all of a sudden I can't give you COVID.
It's
like,
all confusing.
Yeah.
help me make this make sense.
Yeah.
And it just
Well,
doesn't.
again, it's gonna be interesting once you finally get through it, man.
Yeah.
yeah. Good
Sorry,
luck,
that shit
brother.
gets me
luck.
fucking.
No, yeah.
That shit
We
gets
feel
me
you, dog.
up,
No,
man.
so I'm censoring myself because I'll pop off.
How about when I get off stage at the Laugh Factory? Right away, you go, bro, I figure out what you look like. I'm like, what? This is in front of a bunch of other comics. I'm like, what? You're like, you look like a Rottweiler who got his shit together.
Oh, you do, bro. Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
Grab that mic, son.
You do. Look, bro, look.